G'day folks, and welcome back to another episode of the Bush TV. Well folks, in the previous episodes we start our camp at a pristine little spot right there on the Metameta River. After that we check out a couple of huts and end up wild camping in a beautiful little spot right next to Wombat Creek. We continue the first half of this trip and the destination is a rural town in Victoria called Dartmouth. Unfortunately for us, we missed out on a feed at the pub, but we moved on to another rural little town just up the road called Metameta, where we kick back and have a fantastic feed. Folks, join us as we continue our trip where the mission is to find another pristine river camp. And after a quick repair job to the old girl, it's time to kick back, relax and enjoy that Bush TV. What do I have to do? And as day turns to night, folks, it was a cracker. Sit back, relax and enjoy episode 3 of this series of the Bush TV. Well, it's an absolute cracking day again, and we got a big day ahead of us at that. So it's time to roll up nice and early and hit those tracks. Some of the tracks are fresh, so we're not sure what's in front of us today. Well folks, the morning of day 3 in the wild camp here. It's been a good one, a nice slow one, a couple of coffees in the morning, and we packed up nice and slow, it's nice and early and we're ready to go. So today's mission is to hit the Dartmouth pub, and we'll have a throtho in there and a good feed hopefully for lunch, and we'll go over the top of the Razorback track, hopefully get some good views of Lake Dartmouth, and then over the other side there you got the Bogon High Plains. So mission today is to still camp. We are on a river hopefully. Did look up this camp. It's not spectacularly in the bush like this, but it's still a camp spot. So tonight, depending on how big the feed is in the pub to how late I cook, which I don't know what to cook yet, depending, like I said. I got a couple of things in the fridge still, some real big Scotch fillets, thick ones, like at least 2.5 inches or 2 inches thick, real good. There's a couple of things in there still. So anyways, today's mission is to get out of here right now, it's nice and early, and head over that way to that pub and check it out. So let's go. Well, Wombat Creek, there we go, done and dusted. And I'll tell you what, I'd love to walk this a bit and have a flick with the fly rod. It's a beautiful crystal clear little creek deep in the high country. Folks, this trip has been on the bucket list for quite some time. Every time I've come in here to try and see these two huts, something's gone wrong either with me or the 80. Now, something did go wrong with the 80, well a couple of things on this one, but nothing stopped us this time. So the plan today is to head up over Razorback track and then down to Dartmouth. Really looking forward to a feed in that pub. It was a bit of a shame as the chef wasn't in, so there was no feed at that pub. Just means we've got to go back another day. Well folks, cracking day, I tell you. So far, the weather is really good. So later on in the week it is going to get a bit wet, but we won't be around this neck of the woods anyway, so it will be somewhere else. It was meant to get wet where we were, so we sort of planned it well. We're coming through to the other side of the range where it's not as bad, so good. Like I said earlier guys, heading over the top of Razorback now, and yeah, let's hit the Dartmouth, or Dart now, whatever you want to call it. Let's hit that pub and get a feed. Folks, the tracks are pretty good, in very good condition. Even if it was wet, I don't reckon we'd have a problem. The only issue was maybe a couple of trees down if you had a weather event come in, and that's about it. Beside that, it's a highly recommended trip, this one. And not to mention the added couple of bonuses, those bush huts. Definitely worth having a look at. Well, folks, you're on the track. No, nothing's wrong with the vehicle, thankfully. No, won't jinx it. This shows how, you know, you camp under these trees, folks. We came down here yesterday, and you know, this is what happens. I think it's driving down the track and then bang, this thing would clean you up, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
It would. It's pretty heavy.
Look how rotted it is.
Yeah, it's real rotted. Like, it's come down hard. Right there. Yeah, we'll get through that. This shows, folks, like, these things just drop limbs. You know, so you gotta watch where you camp around these widowmakers.
My exercise for the day.
That's it. That's it. Earned yourself a frotho, mate. Always have a bit of a check of the vehicle. You know, you could be driving down the track and then bang. That would be, that would certainly ruin your day, that's for sure. Sitting around a camp, you know, you hear them cracking and falling and in the bush in the distance all the time. I heard a couple yesterday in the distance, so no wind either, they just drop. So you've got to be real cautious of that. Folks, let us know in the comments if you've had a close call with a widowmaker. I'm sure some of us could sit around the camp and tell a good story or two. On the way through, we take advantage of a bit of firewood to save us the trouble later on. Now, there's only 2 more stops. One on the blacktop to air up, and the second one, the Dartmouth pub. And you start to get a little bit excited when you see that type of view. And why not, folks? While you're there, you have to go down there and check this thing out. Lake Dartmouth is absolutely spectacular. Just on the side of the blacktop, folks, we just aired up, so I put about 38 in. There's not much blacktop, and then there's a little bit of blacktop today and tomorrow. I'm getting pretty keen and thirsty. Looking forward to a feed, a frotho in that pub, I'll tell you. So yeah, so a little bit of blacktop today, and tomorrow we fuel up in Midder. So yeah, I've lost gas in that car. I think I mentioned it earlier in the video. So anyways, it's all good. This is why I buy jerry cans or bring them, so you never know. I can't rely on it. Anyways, fuel up there, and we're heading over from the blacktop into the sort of below Mount Beauty. So that's going to be pretty good. There's another sort of new area I haven't been to. I want to check out Tom's Hut. Now, Tom's Hut is on rooftops, but not other maps. Pretty old, so pretty keen to check it out, see what it's like. We might camp there, we might not, we don't know. We'll make that decision tomorrow. So could be a high elevation camp, I don't know yet, depending on weather, mainly wind. So see how we go. So we'll get a bit of service down here anyway. We'll check the weather conditions out before we make decisions for that tomorrow. So as I said, looking forward to that feed and that froth on that pub. And it wasn't too far up the track, and we were pulling into the rural town of Dartmouth. It was just unfortunate that the Dartmouth Hotel, well, it was open, but the chef wasn't there and he had all the stock. So a quick chat to the publican, who gave us a couple of tips, and back to the blacktop it was. Alright folks, unfortunately the pub's shut. Well, it's open, but the cook ain't in at the moment, and he's the one with all the feeds. I spoke to Glenn, he's a real top bloke, so he's given us a couple of tips on a couple of good little spots. So we're going to go down and have a look at the dam wall down there, and then we'll find somewhere to camp for the night, and that's when I'll get a cold one out. Alright folks, I just left the pub, the Dart pub. Now there is a spot down here that I wouldn't normally want to check it out to camp. Look, the other option is the Midder brewery, right, for a feed. He was really apologetic. He's a good guy. This means I've got to come back another day, right, to check it out. And he told us a couple of real good spots. So we'll get down to here and check this one out first. I think it's more of a sort of grey nomadic sort of spot. But we are looking for something on the river. It's pretty hot and wet, so we'll get down here and have a bit of a look and making some decisions. But the Bitter Brewery is the one that I wouldn't mind checking out. Maybe trying a couple of beers too. And yeah, then we'll head from there. Folks, I can't preach this enough. If you're in the area, you better check this one out. With a couple of real good drops to offer, and I'll tell you what we had. We had the smoky beef brisket burger, folks, the dripping sauce, and the whole burger was one of the best burgers I reckon I've ever tasted, and that's not just plugging them for the business. Check it out if you're in the area, folks. Well folks, after a quick stop to fuel up, and I'll tell you what, fueling up at that place was pretty expensive, and that was before the petrol crisis. Folks, it wasn't too far up the track and we found our perfect spot. Now this one guys, I'll be back to, because I reckon it's in my top 5. Well folks, we've just found ourselves an absolute cracking camp spot. This one is, I just said the word cracking, and I know, I can't describe it any better than that. Ryan's caught up with a couple of family members and they've brought along Tank, the dog. So we're not in National Park anymore. We've all caught up, it's getting on now, so we're here, we're going to kick back and relax. Tank, the dog's here, and he's going to enjoy himself in there, so we're all going to sit back here right now and just relax for a couple of hours before we start setting up this camp. So this is really good. Tomorrow we are not far, right here from when we head that way towards Tom's hut, so this has worked out absolutely perfect. But folks, first things first, it's pretty hot and I think it's well deserved. Folks, I am bloody wet. It's that hot. Said it was about 34, but there's a nice sort of cool breeze coming in, but it's pretty hot. So I think it's time for a pair of shorts and kick back a bit in that little creek. Before we get too comfortable folks, things do have to be done. So unloading this wood off the roof rack is pretty important. That's probably the hardest thing we got to do today. And I reckon the hardest thing tomorrow will be packing up and breaking camp out of this pristine spot. It's just too good. I could have sat here for a couple of days. You just can't think of a better way to spend the rest of the afternoon before setting up the camp. Kicking back by that river is absolutely spectacular. So, mate, you've dropped yours up?
Yeah, I'm up on drive.
Something wrong with my beer? I thought this was real beer. Alright, must be driving out of it. And after a good reset in that river, just to cool down, it's time to set the camp up. And with two of us on the go, we set it up good and proper and ready to sit round a bit of bush TV. And for this trip, I've opted out for the stretcher, as there is some severe weather forecast. I thought, you know what, we'll get off the ground just in case. And later on in the trip, folks, you'll see that paid off. Hot work, mate. Hot work. Hot work. She's pretty hot still. And just setting up this, we're working up a bit of a sweat. The good part about it, folks, is daylight savings on our side. So we don't rush to set up the camp. There's plenty of time. Some folks don't like getting drinking water out of the river. And don't get me wrong, folks, I do carry it in the car. Some folks may think there's other campers upstream doing their business, or there could be a dead deer. Upstream from us right now, there is no other campers, thankfully. And taking the drone up earlier, I could see there's no dead deer. Folks, you just see me come down there and get the billy going for the old fire, and that frying pan's rocking hot. Tonight, doesn't look like much, but I'm telling you now, folks, this Scotchy, there's my finger. Right, probably 2.5 of my fingers. 1, 2, probably 3 actually. Thick. She's quite thick, probably about that. So I'd say, what's that? What do you reckon, Ryan?
Yeah, you get 2.5 fingers thick.
It's almost a 2.5 lift on your vehicle, that one. You could use these for spaces to get a body lift. So yeah, I've got these custom cut, they're good, they've been cryovac. I did it at home because it was a big trip, so I vacuum sealed 2 of these. They're in the fridge, one's here, one's in there, and chops all vacuum sealed as well. Let's get this on in a minute, and guys, listen, literally, I'll show you the end result of this. Looking forward to it, because look at it, like literally, once I cut it out of there, she's on. This one is definitely a goer. Righto folks, I've made another decision here. I'm going to seal this on my frying pan, just quickly bang it, right, and then throw it on Ryan's flame grill, because I think it slow cooks a lot better on that than it will on the frying pan. Check it out, look at that. She's a goer, this thing, I'll tell you guys. This is pretty good. Alright. Get the plastic off, because like, who wants that on there? Jesus, they wrap it up. Look at that, folks, seriously, look at it. Cranking. Seal it up and we'll throw it on the slow cooker. And you got to seal it up a little bit. Just stick it here, mate. It might take a while, but it's going to end up alright. So. I just got to move it over a little bit, folks, because I don't want to overcook this steak. It's coming on real good, right? I can guarantee this thing's going to melt in my mouth. So slow and steady wins the race, no doubt about it. It's a bit of salad with a bit of ranch sauce in there and a Scotchy. To be honest, I can put a bit of salt and pepper on it, but you know what? I sort of like it the way it tastes like that. If it's going to be medium rare, it's going to be beautiful. So time for me to sit down, guys, and enjoy this. And yeah, I'm about to cut it open to see what it's like. So again, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the morning. Folks, it's been a cracking trip so far, and this is only half of it. Tomorrow we wake up and we continue for the next half of it. If you like this type of content and you like what I do, folks, remember, give me a little thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, well, that's free and it shows me your appreciation as well. I hope everybody's enjoying the video so far as much as we are making it. Well, you're just going to love a summer morning. The birds in the background, that river, and I'll tell you what, the priority now is 2 coffees. So, fire has to be sorted. And with that out of the way, it's time to boil that billy and have that first brew. Now today's plan, we've got to get out of here reasonably early. We're not too sure what the plan will be. There could be a high elevation, there might not be. We might push on through Mount Beauty, might end up in the Kiwa Valley. That you'll have to wait and see. Now that the two most important things are out of the way for me, those coffees, it's time to slowly pack up the camp. And with the river right there, folks, we take advantage of that to put the fire out before we hit the tracks. Remember, take out what you take in and leave nothing but footprints. Well folks, just about packed up. There's only a couple of things to go now. It's pretty warm. Just put the fire out. I'll put 15 litres on that fire. It's well and truly out. Down there is beautiful. I just washed my face. It's almost tempted to go back in, but let's see if we can find another river today, I reckon. So yeah, I think Ryan might be going in, but yeah, I'm going to keep going here and get ready and just about hit those tracks. So let's go. Alright folks, she's pretty hot, 10 past 10, so pushed it pretty hard to pack it up. Let's get moving out of here because it is starting to get hot. Like I said, today it's around 34 degrees Celsius, so there's a little bit of blacktop driving, and then we're off the blacktop again, cutting straight across to a couple of spots that I want to check out. First one's called Tom's Hut. It's on the rooftop maps, it's not on Hammer Maps. Not really on Google Maps either. So yeah, that's the first stop. So let's get out of here and get down there and yeah, get those things in the fridge nice and cold for later on. So let's go. It's time to get the party started, as we sort of don't really know what we're going to do. We could high elevate or we could try and find a river. My preference would be to find a river. How was that, mate? What do you reckon of that spot?
Oh, how good was that? That river there. It's joys of the hidden little secrets, isn't it?
100%. And that's just, look, it's hot. It was a relief to get it yesterday. I'm not big on going in. It has to be hot for me to get in. But yesterday, I mean, look, 35 degrees, I went in, you know, and I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly right. 35 degrees when we got there, and geez, we were sweating bullets, weren't we? So once we got set up and be able to get in there and freshen up, it's just absolutely fantastic.
100%. Alright, we're on the blacktop, so from here it's about, I don't know, maybe 10 clicks, maybe less. We turn left, we go over the top and check out a place called Tom's Hut. I want to find it, I've been there before, so check that out, and yeah, we'll work out what to do from there. What is it now? 10:26. If we push to the Kiva Valley, we'll see how we go. Well folks, that's the end of episode 3. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Join us in episode 4 when we get off the blacktop, head up a track called Disappointment Track, and we end up looking for Tom's Hut. From there, we go through Mount Beauty, and who knows where we're going to camp. You'll have to wait and see. But I will tell you one thing, we get hit by wild weather. Again folks, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, and it's free to subscribe to the Bush TV. That shows me your appreciation. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. All I call it is a dog's eye with dead oars. What is this?